What's up, fellow traders? Black Coffee Trader coming to you. It is Wednesday, the 5th of June. Took a break yesterday, back at it today, and had a break-even day. Pretty happy with most of the accounts. What do we have? 6, 7, 8, what a minute. 7 of our accounts are green. 7 of our funded accounts are green, and we had 3 losses on the other 3 for a break-even day. I mean, $7 is technically break-even. I think the biggest lesson for me today was a day of missed opportunities. There were opportunities today that I just didn't capitalize on, and I mismanaged some trades. Otherwise, today could have been a very, very nice day. So that's that. Let's look at TradeZella. This was today up 794 across the funded accounts. Pretty good average win to loss ratio, 105 for the average win, 119 for the average loss. Whoops, I am on all accounts. Yeah. 53% win rate, down a little bit from where I typically am at. And also, if any of you knows how to fix this, please let me know. So on Monday, Apex reset any account that had a loss. So any red accounts were reset on Monday. So Monday, instead of having a $470 some loss day, I actually had a $1,700 profit day. So technically, we are green on the month of June so far. However, I don't know how to reset this. So if anybody knows how to do that or how to fix that, if anybody knows how to do that, let me know. Like I can go into my manage accounts. I can, where did I see it? I can edit like this account and I can edit balance. And I've tried to do this. However, if I do, it doesn't reflect on here. It doesn't reflect on there for some reason. I don't know why. So I'd like to fix that if I could. It's not the end of the world, but technically we are actually up, about 1,800 on the week and the month, which is nice. So, for me, I really didn't have any rhythmic issues on Monday. At least the loss trades weren't really a rhythmic problem. It was just me making a bad trade. So I am very, very grateful to Apex for doing that. That was something that they certainly did not need to do, but I'm very grateful to them for doing that. So it just kind of shows that Apex is a genuine, very good prop firm. Very aside from what some of these naysayers are saying, especially with all these rule enforcements, not really new rules, but rule enforcements, which I am completely on board with. I don't think Apex is doing anything wrong. I hope that some of the new plans that they're proposing, I hope they put those into effect. I think they'll benefit us as traders, and I think it'll benefit Apex as well. So I'm on board with that stuff. But anyway, that being as it may, that's where the TradeZella is looking at for this month. Now let's dive into some of the trades. If you look at, today we had this little bit of volatility at the open. The low of day down here around the 800s. We bounced off of that, and it was nothing really, but if you look at the big picture, kind of a slow grind day to the upside. These 2 white lines that I entered those intraday, and those are 2 previous high points from the latter part of May. And so I put those in intraday, this spot and this spot. Just as I had, because we kind of were floating in that level, here for around the noon hour. So I wanted to have something there. I didn't really take any funded account trades. I was trading some evals. Actually had a pretty good day on evals until the end of the day. I ended up not doing so well. I ended up red on the evals that I was trading. I was trading this 50K, this 25K, and this take profit account, back down about 500 on that account. So not such a good day, but I wasn't as focused on that. Now, let's look at the funded accounts. So I took my trades basically around this 935 level here in the morning, and then also around this 921, this previous high of day. And boy, did we have a really nice textbook test, break, and retest, and I did not capitalize. That's why I circled this yellow. We'll talk about that here in a minute, but this morning's trade, and this is one that I want to dive into. Now again, just in case you haven't followed along recently, I have switched from trading all of my accounts at once to trading my accounts in groups of 3. So typically I am taking a group of 3, trading it, moving on, and kind of cycling through my accounts that way. I love it. I am trading much better that way. I have a lot better headspace going into a trade. I'm not as hesitant. I really like this, and I think I really, this is the way I need to trade until I get to another level to where I'm more comfortable trading in a larger sample size as far as PA accounts. However, this is something I want to talk about. I have noticed this before, and I thought about it as I entered this first trade. This first trade was a losing trade. I'm showing account 51, and I don't recall which accounts I was trading here. It might have been these 3. I'm not sure, because I mix it up a little bit. If I have, like I had one trade today where I was trading 4 accounts. There was 4 accounts that were like up 16 to 20 bucks after the morning session or after the first trade. And so I just put those together and traded them all. I think it was these top 4 actually, and ended up 200. So, however, going back to what I've seen, I've noticed something when we get to a level and we're on a significant uptrend, and the 9 EMA, which is this darker blue line, the 21 EMA, which is this lighter blue line, and the 100 EMA, which is this pink line, if all 3 of these are trending upwards or downwards, the inverse is also true, and if we cross one of my levels, my best play is to allow the market to cross the level, pull back to it, even if it's within a candle, and then enter in the same direction. I have found that trade works out extremely well. There are times when we hit a key level and we just straight reject. And I was on the fence about taking this trade, and I should have just not taken the trade. The best move here was to not take the trade. When I entered this when you see this red arrow, I entered a short here off this 18,935 level, and I killed the trade at 130 on a loss. And you see what happened. If I would have waited until this candle broke, came back down or whatever, then entered, I mean, really the best trade was the second trade that I took, and I left money on the table. And that was one of the themes of today. I left a lot of money on the table today by just being too trigger happy, being too scared of taking a loser. That's really what it boils down to. So I need to really pay attention to that. And if we get to a key level, whether we're moving to the upside or if we're getting a move to the downside, if my EMAs are telling me that we're going up in this case, I need to allow the trade to break, or the market to break, and then enter a long in this case. That would have been an excellent win. What happened here, obviously I had a loss. We had a pullback to that level. I enter long, nice trade, almost no drawdown. The candle kind of stopped and stalled, pulled back a little bit, and I just killed it at 85 bucks. Had I left it, I could have had an easy $200 to $300 trade. So I'm a little bit sad about that. I mean, really, I could have had, a huge trade there. But anyway, that's one of the things that I'm working on. I'm trying to get better at that, but just pointing that out for clarity's sake. Now, if you look at this level here, this is where there was a lot of mismanagement. Right here is probably one of the most frustrating points of the day for me was right here at this 115 level area. We had reached the high. We matched the previous high. Right here, we had 2 candles right at that previous high. I went short off of this one, moved my stop to break even, and got stopped out. I actually have that. I believe it's that trade pulled up here. So we'll take a look at that here together. This is that first one. And this is just a textbook problem that I've had. Had I left this alone, this could have been a wonderful, wonderful trade, because we ended up having a big flush to the downside. So you can see I entered the trade. We're sitting in here. I've got 50 bucks in profit. And what I do here is, let's just speed this thing up a little bit. Whoops, that may not work. So right there. So you see I've moved my stop to break even, but I still want to stay in the trade. So I'm actually moving it back like almost to break even. And had I just left it, this would have been golden. And really what happens here, now we go back into profit about 70 bucks. I could have just closed the trade, but there I am adjusting the stop again, back to, break even, and I get stopped out. Felt bad. To my credit, I had the wherewithal to re-enter the trade. However, I cut that one early. So I re-enter the trade right here. And I'm in profit by over $100, 115. And I forget where I entered right there. I just killed the trade because we had a little pullback. I killed it. And what happens? This thing completely, as Dante would say, this market completely shit itself. But yeah, what a flush to the downside, because I moved my stop to break even and I was impatient here. I missed out on a major opportunity, and that was on these accounts that are ended up red today. Now let's move to the other area of mismanagement that I want to show. And I'm showing this for my own sake, but also for your sake. I hope you get some value out of it. Let's move to 51.15. That is about right here. So here I'm in a trade as well, and a badly mismanaged trade. So I think this thing goes down to, let me back up here a minute. Yeah, here we are. So we get filled. I had a really good entry point here too. Really good entry point. There we go. We get filled. Let's just fast forward through this a little bit. Okay, you see this wick to the downside? I should have taken profit here at like 115, 115 bucks. There we go. Moving my stop down, and this thing dips down to like the I think around the 145 area. And, you know, just too greedy to just take the profit that's on the table and closing this trade. I mean, if you look at here, we had this account up into green. Yeah, we dipped down into this, you know, 80. We're at, I think I saw 145 when I rewatched this before. But anyway, and I ended up not taking the trade off, and I get stopped out for a loss of, I think, almost. Okay, I did move my stop down, but that's where I get stopped out. So this is just a problem that I have to deal with, and I have to get better at this of taking a profit that's on the table and not allowing a trade to go back into drawdown, and then I ultimately end up, you know, with a losing trade. So yeah, pretty disappointed with my performance in that area. And then, you know, to make matters worse, then I was then at a position here where I didn't even know it. And here's kind of goes back to the Apex resetting these accounts. This drawdown is not correct. And so I'm curious if some of these are not as correct as well. I need to go through that. But this account is actually blown. This 50 account is blown. And it shows I have $100 of drawdown left. So obviously that's not the case. Not a big deal. It's 25 key account. That was the first one. And, you know, we had it up into nice profits. But over last week, we gave that back. So, but in any case, I was then going to trade 51 and 52. And I had looked at this level right here, this 1928-ish area. I had chosen this level. I placed a trade right here with these two accounts, a long trade, and I got cold feet. I placed that trade somewhere here. When the market was somewhere here, I thought to myself, gosh, this is going to come down and it'll test these wicks and then probably go long. That was what I told myself. That's what I felt. I had the trade on the charts and I took it off. And wouldn't you believe it, we had this major wick to the downside. I would have totally gotten filled and I would have had a very, very nice trade. So, you know, huge missed opportunity. And then I was actually in a meeting, on a Zoom meeting for this last part of the day. And I watched this. I was watching it kind of half-heartedly because I really had to pay attention to my Zoom meeting, and I was very involved in that, in the conversation that was going on. So I couldn't really trade, but I was kind of keeping an eye out on this, and I thought, wow, what a triple test, you know, of this 1920 level, and a great opportunity for some long trades here at the end of the day. So Yeah, I'm a little bit sad about the management of today. I'm happy that we stayed break even. I'm really happy that, 7 of the accounts we had, from $120 to $220, $240 in profit. So, average close to 200 per account. I'm really happy with that. We're really got this account really close to break even again, and 10 trading days here before the next payout cycle. So hopefully we can have some success there. I do think I've got 10 accounts. We have obviously lost this one. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate this one here that I passed last week. That way we have 10 funded accounts again tomorrow. I want to kind of keep that, and then hopefully we can pass a couple more of these evals over the next couple of days or so, and get back to more accounts in the bag for us if we need them later on. So again, I'm happy with the progress that I'm making. I'm happy with the way I trade. I love this, splitting these accounts into small groups of about 2, 3, or 4. It seems to be working very well, and I just need to be diligent on that and continue to work on some of these problems. Continue to work on letting trades work, not moving my stop to break even as quickly. And if profits are there, if it gets to, that $100 bill, and I think this thing's stalling, by golly, take it. And there will be times where, in the case that I showed this morning, here it took 85, and it feels bad because I left money on the table, but I would rather have this than have this. And I think that's the big lesson for me. I am better off with 85 and I miss out than with a loser of 200, so that's something I need to work on. And the other thing too is, when you have these intuitions and you look at the market and you're seeing this and you think something's going to come into play, and that this was a play right off of my key level, and to not have the nerve to take that trade, that's a problem. Now, granted, those 2 accounts are basically at 500 and loss. So if that trade would have been a losing trade, I would have lost a little bit more money. But I really should have taken that trade, because if that were to, break down way below here, I could have just killed it. I could have told myself, look, if this thing, drops by 5 points, you kill the trade. And I really should have done that. So again, big lesson for today is missed opportunities, but I'm happy that we had a break-even day. Happy with the trading. Tomorrow is Thursday, so we got a couple days left this week. I'm hoping to take advantage of the market and hopefully have some winning trades over the next couple of days and keep this train running and start and continue to have June be a good month for us. So, all right, I got to sign off. Once again, thank you for those of you using my codes, whether it's the Take Profit or the Apex code. Thank you, subs, new subscribers. Love the comments, love the interaction. And again, just a reminder, if anybody knows how to fix that TradeZella thing, please leave a comment below. I'd love to get that matched up with actual Apex accounts. So, all right, thanks again. Trade well tomorrow, and we'll have another update for you tomorrow afternoon. So long.